Hey, what's up, everybody? Now I'm here to give you guys my post WrestleMania review for WWE Smackdown Live, which took place on April 9th, 2019. Um, we had Corey Graves, Tom Phillips, and Byron Saxton on commentary for this show. And first, we had New Day's championship celebration for Kofi Kingston. Um, Xavier Woods and Big E, talked about all the hard work that Kofi Kingston had to do to get this opportunity, and talked about like everything they've gone through together, and it's pretty much a big happy celebration. And then the Ball come out, and they say the reason that they interrupted the title for title match on Raw the previous night is because um, Kofi Kingston was on the verge of losing the championship because he can't do it without Big E and Xavier Woods. So he challenges them to a six-man tag team match, and the New Day are confused because it's only two of them. But they said they made it friend on Raw, and it's Drew McIntyre. So I actually thought this was a good opening segment. Um, you still get good feelings when you see Kofi Kingston with that WWE Championship. So, I like the way this kind of set up the main event of the show. Then we had Aleister Black, Ricochet, and Ali versus Andrade, Rusev, and Shinsuke Nakamura with Zelina Vega and Lana inside. Uh, Obviously, a good opening tag team match here. The heels get the heat on. The heels get the heat on Ricochet for a while, and then Aleister Black gets the hot. No, Ali gets the hot tag, and Aleister Black, he's like he's gonna do a dive, and all the faces like sit down crisscross applesauce like Aleister Black, which was funny. And then the heels get the heat for a while on Ali. Then Aleister Black gets the hot tag, and the match spills down into chaos. Um, Ricochet hits like a moonsault off the barricade onto Rusev. Nakamura hits the Kinshasa to the back of the head. Aleister Black hits the Black Mass on Nakamura, and then Rusev gets taken down, and then Mustafa Ali hits a 450 onto Andrade, and I mean to call him Mustafa Ali, but his name's short now. It takes a while to get used to. But Ali hits the 450 for the win, and then from out of nowhere, Randy Orton hits an RKO on Ali, and he does the whole thing like I can't see type of thing, like didn't see it coming, kind of referencing the WrestleMania 34 match where they couldn't see it, so I thought that was funny. And then Kevin Owens runs in and hits the stunner on Rusev. So I actually like this opening segment. I thought it was really good. And I don't know if they're setting up a feud now between Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, or if they just did this just for the hell of it. But I liked it. And then the Usos get interviewed, and they talk about how they're going to retain those SmackDown Tag Team titles against the Hardy Boys. And then the Fabulous Truth Cutter promo, they talk about Carmella pretty much talks about like her big run since last year's WrestleMania, how she won the Women's Battle Royal, and she said that's going to open the opportunity for her to, for bigger things. R-Truth even said that she wrestled Andre the Giant in the Royal Rumble match, which was funny. And then Samoa Joe comes out. He destroys R-Truth, chokes him out with a cookie and a clutch. And Samoa Joe says that if that, they're just seeing a taste of the quick work he can do. Imagine what I can do if I'm more methodical. And then Braun Strowman comes out. They get into a brawl, and Strowman goes to hit the power slam on him. Joe runs off. And I could see Braun Strowman being, moved to SmackDown so that way he could feud with Samoa Joe for the U.S. title. I would quite like that. Um, it's kind of weird though because the Superstar Shakeup really doesn't mean a whole lot to me because people have kind of been showing up on Raw and SmackDown when they want to now anyway. So the Shakeup kind of means nothing. I think once SmackDown goes to Fox, this is gonna be the end of the brand split, but we'll see. And then um, we had a women's tag team championship match. The Iconics versus the Brooklyn Bells. The whole gimmick was the Iconics were talking about how they're going to be fighting champions, but they fought like a enhancement team. So they beat the enhancement tag team, which was Kristen and Christina, however you say her name. And we see that Paige was watching the match, and she said that she's going to bring in a tag team to go up against the Iconics. Who that could be, I don't know. I would like it to be from NXT UK, Zaya Brookside, and Candy Floss. That would be pretty cool. But we'll have to wait and see. Because it's probably going to be someone getting called up from NXT. So we'll have to wait and see, though. And then Shane McMahon does a promo gloating about the fact that he defeated The Miz at WrestleMania, and he forces Greg Hamilton to call him the best in the world a ton of times. But this was real good. It was a good way to get heat on Shane McMahon. And then we had the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos versus the Hardy Boys. I thought this was a really good tag team match. The Usos had a bit of communication with their double Samoan drop, but they get the heat on Matt Hardy for a while, and then Jeff Hardy gets the hot tag when Matt Hardy hits a DDT on him. He gets the whisper on the win on one of the Usos, and the Usos are about to get the win with the splash, but Jeff Hardy kicks out, but then the Hardy Boys win with a twist of fate, Swanton Bomb combination, and the Hardy Boys win the SmackDown Tag Team titles. I know a lot of people are going to complain that they didn't do this match at WrestleMania, but I'm actually kind of glad they did it. The SmackDown after WrestleMania, because the shows after WrestleMania are usually pretty big, and I think, this match probably would have gotten overshadowed if they did it at Mania. So I actually like the fact that they did it on SmackDown after WrestleMania, and then this was still a really good match. I don't think this match would have been this good if it's actually had taken place at WrestleMania. And then I'm happy that the Hardy Boys won, actually, because I like the Hardy Boys more. And I think this is just going to be them getting one final one as a tag team, as tag team champions in at least WWE. I don't know if they'll go, to other wrestling companies and have one more run, but I'm happy about this. And then they go to get interviewed by Caleb Braxton, but then Lars Sullivan comes out, he destroys them, he hits the freak accident on Jeff Hardy and the diamond headbutt on Matt Hardy, and then that was pretty much that. I like the way that they're, really establishing Lars Sullivan thus far as this big dominant monster. So they're doing right by Lars Sullivan. I actually think he's going to be big star in WWE. I think, because of his size. Because I think, if they weren't going to make him as a big star, then they would have released him after his anxiety attacks in January. So I'm hoping that's the case. And then Becky Lynch cuts a promo, pretty much the same promo she cut on Raw, how she's going to show up to both shows and, be ready to face anybody for either championship. And she goes to leave, but then she gets sucker punched with a woman's right by Lacey Evans, and that was that. I guess this was fine, but I'm really not a fan that they're doing Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans as Becky Lynch's first women's championship feud, but I guess it is what it is. Then we had the main event. It was The New Day versus The Bar and Drew McIntyre. This was a good main event here. I liked the reverse Alabama slam that McIntyre hit on Xavier Woods. I thought that was pretty cool. But then, it's just a standard six-man tag. Kofi Kingston gets the win on Sheamus when he hits him with the Trouble in Paradise, and that was pretty much that. But I actually really liked SmackDown this week. I thought we had a really good show. I'll give it a B. I thought it was better than Raw, which typically it is. I don't think SmackDown's ever not been better than Raw. The last time I gave Raw a higher grade was when I was actually there. But if I'm not actually like that at Raw or anything like that, SmackDown's typically the better show. But that was pretty much that. I do gotta say though, both Raw and SmackDown shows were a bit disappointed. You expect bigger stuff to happen on the shows after WrestleMania, and we really didn't get that this time, so that was pretty disappointing. I'm guessing they just saved those now for the Superstar Shakeup, which, I think another problem is because, all the people that they really aren't going to do any call-ups right now because they already called up Aleister Black and Ricochet, and they already, called up DIY originally, so, yeah. But that's pretty much SmackDown. I thought it was a really good show, though. I'll give it a B, and that's pretty much the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content and click on the bell. So that way, every time I upload a video, you guys get the notifications for it. And make sure you guys do the same thing for my CM brothers that don't want to talk on any YouTube channels. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.